So I'm going to rotate the block, the crank, just to circulate the pistons, make sure they're all moving happily and well. So I need to make this to mark correctly the top dead center, which I need to line up with the new head that's going on before I put the timing belt on. So under the car, that's where I'm going to stick the 22 on, 22mm socket, and I'll turn the main crank, and then we'll just go through the cycle of the pistons a couple of times, make sure that's all good. Just make sure the car's in neutral so it can all turn. Turning quite easily, which is nice. Just clean up the oil, it's on the top. Now on the fuel pump, that's what this connects to. You've got to line up the marker. So there's a marker which I felt this is around here further, and that has to line up with this little notch here. So I'll just rotate the engine a bit further. That's the notch at the tip of my finger there. Okay, so I've rotated it. Now you can see the marker on the inside edge there. Focus, focus. There. So rotated and lined up. Okay, so that's lined up. The head's already been done and it's top dead center, so it's sorted, so ready to put them together. So here's the new head. It's ready to go. Mechanics changed over the cam. We've got new valves. And he's used the old buckets and shims and stuff and spaced it and got the valves all the right clearance. New bolts. Have to get new bolts when you change your head. Can't use the old bolts because they stretch. One thing I'll do now though is, I remember when I was taking these off, these are actually, the whole studs came out. So what I did is I've done one. I'll do the rest now. Bit of rust under there. I'll take the nuts off separately. So let's do that. Take the washer off. Okay, so this is actually, even though it looks like a star, it's actually a 6mm. So chuck the what is it again? 14mm for the nut. It's a very snug 6, and then just start unscrewing it, or doing it up actually in my case. No, I was right. I'm going on and off, not off. Pretty tight until the end. There you go. clean up with a bit of WD just to get the rust off. Alright, and I'll work my way through all of them. Rightio, head gasket time. So don't skimp on the head gaskets or any of the gaskets. Spend the extra money and get a good set. And looking at this half of them, I have to work out what they actually are even for, but that exhaust manifold. Okay. Rocker cover, exhaust gaskets. Alrighty, cool. Let's go and put the head gasket on. Now, before we put the head gasket on, just need to make sure that the head's been set up properly, and see the notch on top there. The notch actually lines up with the gear that actually, or the cog that puts the marker at the top when it's upside down now, obviously. But so make sure that's in that position. So obviously they need to be correct before we put the head on. Otherwise, if you start rotating the head and all the pistons without them being lined up right, you potentially end up damaging stuff. So make sure that's aiming up top. We already know that the fuel pump's correct. So we'll go from here. Just one other thing, just make sure the surface of this is spotless as well. I see there's a little bit of dust and fluff on here, just from sitting here for a couple of days, so I'll just clean that up before I take it out as well. I just made sure none of the oil was actually still around. You can see obviously part of the alignment, there's two that are top dead. There's nothing on here. You can see the damage that was done on the piston by whatever's gone into there. It hasn't actually gone right to the edge, or almost. Nothing left in there. Definitely make sure there's nothing left there. These things are multi-layered as well. Out the wind. That way. Okay. It's a good start. Okay. So there's your alignment holes there. Good. Okay. I'll get the head on. Alright, this head on. Don't want to rest it on the valves because that's not a good thing. So I've got to try and get it to line up nicely with the holes. Heavy bloody thing.
With the cable on it?
Yeah. Looks like it's spot on. Nice. Where's that touching there? Like that. Take that bolt off actually. Just because it's that part there is touching on the head, which is going to restrict it going down, or at least affect the torque. Okay. So it's a little 10 mil down there. There's a washer on it, so it's a bolt with a washer. Just be careful taking it out. Just give me enough movement actually, I won't take it all the way off. Just do this next one here. Should be able to get it out of the way of the head. So there's another one just in front of that, which you probably can't see at the moment. thing. There you go, got the movement now I need. Get out of the way of the head. That's good. Alright, this is the sheet that came with the gasket, so it's kindly given the sequence to follow for the tightening up of the head bolts and also the torque settings here, which 39 first time round, 39 again, then back them all off. So the first round is to set them all, to seat it all, and then go back to 39 and then do a 90 degree and then a 90 degree. So 6 stages all up. That's the sequence again. Flywheel to the back, obviously. Alright, let's get started with that. Right, now before putting each bolt in, you need to put the washers on, obviously. Can't reuse the old washers. That's fine, new bolts. But instead of just chucking them in, use this stuff. It's the bee's knees, apparently. DuraPro, it's especially for head bolt oil. So you put a thin film around the top of the washer, thin film around the bottom, and then a thin film on your thread. It'll be only about the first 2/3 of the thread, because that's all it's actually going in. And then it helps it go in really, really smoothly. So you shouldn't be any of that kind of, as you're getting up to the high torque end, that kind of click, 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 click. It should just be really smooth. So I'll do that, and we'll see how it goes. It's very light oil. Roughly trying to divvy it up for it's 18 bolts, so pretty much I've got 2 of these, so 1 of these per set of 9. Okay, I'll put it into the head. Okay, 1 down. I won't bore you with doing the rest, but once I get them all done and put them into the heads, we'll get back to tightening them up. Okay, just for the record, I only used 1 of these. It seemed to be more than enough. They were easily coated well. If anything, I'm more worried about overcoating them, just so I don't end up blocking the hole with too much oil. But I only needed the 1, so it was good. And I'll just go through and just get these seated, and then we'll go with the torque. Ah, yeah, good start. Alright, so that's 1. $18. 18. This side. Okay. And we'll get the torque setting going. So you can make sure your torque wrench is properly set. So it says start at 39. I'm going to start at 20 just because I want to take it easy. So your standard torque wrench, just adjust your settings. So I'll just start at just 20 initially. Make sure that that's in, because it pops when you get the torque. We'll just sequence again, starting at 1. Okay, 2. 17. And 18. I'll go around at 39, change the setting. It's very hard to read it here, so I'll go with just under 40. First, doesn't matter so much now, we're going up to torque. It matters. You test it twice. There's one, there were 2. And 18. I'm less concerned about that. I might see if I can reach it without the extender. Now around a second time with 39. So start at 1. Wow, actually goes a fair bit again. That's 1, 2. 17, 18. Okay, now back them all off. I'll do it in reverse order. I don't know if you need to, but I just will. 18, 17. 15, 14, 13, 14, 5, 4, 3, 2. I can hear it all coming apart. 1. It's like all the layers separating. Interesting. Let's make sure they're all loose. Okay, now talking back up again, back to 39. Start with 1. Alright, the battery went flat on me, so I just went around and did them all again. I'm going to just do it one more time now, because of after they're doing it the first time and going around again, I noticed everything was quite needed torquing again, so we'll just start again. One more time from 1. So yeah, got this difference. 1. 2, 3, 17, and 18. Okay, I'm going to put a mark on each of these so I can signify when I've got 180 degrees. It's certainly hard to do. And for 90 as well. Okay. This is the nervy part where we're really cranking up the torque. Okay. Number one. Start it from here and 90 degrees. Gee, where's that next 90 is going to be fun. That's one. Two. Start at 90. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Grindy already. Gee whiz. That's two. And three. And 18. A little bit trickier. I actually get to it the same way as the other ones. So the mark certainly comes in handy. There yet. $18. All right. Around again. Last bit. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. All right. That was one. One. Lucky number 18. My goodness. I was not expecting it to be so hard. It's the bugger to get to as well. Slice myself on that. Not quite, fraction more. Okay, 18. My goodness. Let's just check everything. All the markings are all aiming the same way. down, down, down. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Okay. Done. Oh.